I want to give a brief intro about our guest, Dr. Anand. So, Dr. Anand is a digital transformation expert, and he's having almost three decade years of experience. To be honest, it's more than my age. Even I'm not born when Dr. Anand started mentoring globally, and he's having more than 16 plus years of experience in program and project management, and 15 plus years in IT and finance, ERP, SAP, and Oracle digital transformation, having worked with top organizations like Mercedes-Benz, Oracle, HP, Deloitte, and Royal Dutch Shell. So whatever the companies you name it, he have worked it, or he have already, you can say, students from those, you can say, companies out there. He was also director of the Office of the Student Affairs and Industry Partnership at CMR University, one of the top private universities in his last stint. I would say I can keep going and telling about what Dr. Anand is doing. And not only this, now he's even training the new age AI businesses and peoples into the project management, Gen AI research, and more fintech, reggae, insurance tech, sustainable living energy, whatever you name it. He have trained in last 3 decades so far. So I would not take much of the time of you guys, and I would like to hand over to the Dr. Anand to introduce himself and today's take care of the sessions. Hi, Dr. Anand. Welcome to the session.
Thank you very much, Neeraj. Very happy to be here today. Thank you to you and the upGrad team, upGrad KnowledgeHut team. Always very refreshing to talk to folks who are taking a next step in their career by taking up some new learning. And as you can see here, that you must have realized, okay, this person has worked in different companies, but trust me, for me, the journey was a lot about learning as well, and very happy to kind of share that learning with you all today. Quickly, since my introduction has already happened, I would say let's jump into the topic. Yeah, and let's see. Let me ask a few of you. Maybe you can put it in the chat. Why are you here today? Yeah. Maybe anybody here can respond. Ketki from my hometown, Pune, or Rashmi from my current town, Bangalore. Uh, why are we here today? You can just put it in the chat, please.
Guys,
Hardi
use
Patel,
that
Biji.
actively so that we can be it's
Yes,
interactive sessions, not just a one-way sessions, because we are no more into the school and colleges where we just listen the
true,
lecture, take the notes, and go home.
true,
It,
very
it
true,
is very
very true.
interactive if you can use the chat, and we can learn together with the sessions from the Dr. Anand today.
Anyone would like to share? Ketki, would you want to tell us why you are here today? Okay, let me move on and share with you yes, absolutely. That is one thing. But let me tell you something about what's happening in the world. PMP preparation, PIMBOK. Thank you so much, Rashmi. Thank you so much. Yes, I think you both have written quite a bit there, and that's exactly why we took some time. But let me show you some statistics. Look at the right hand side, top project management statistics. 54% of project management professionals say that they lack effective collaboration technology, which means even today in 2025, and maybe this is about a year old or maybe 2 years old, right? And yet we are still having the same problem. We do not have a good collaboration technology. We are expect 85% of them are expected to uh, provide supervision on multiple projects at the same time. I'm sure that some of you are echoing the same thoughts, right? Yes, very true. This is about me. Yes, and look at what 91% of the professionals said. And trust me, these may or may not be certified people. Huh? These are people who are working on project management. And look at this. They are saying that their organizations face project management challenges. All the very important for us, very much important for us, I would say, is to take up a certification program like this, isn't it? And I'm sure most of you are here today to really take that step, that next step, to be able to say, okay, I am going to learn about some good practices, some best practices in project management. I'm going to take up an exam which will certify that, yes, I have learned a few good things and I'm going to implement them, right? Over the years that I worked for the 3 decades, I started off in the finance and then moved to IT services, product management, program management, and then a little bit around delivery, project delivery, delivery management, customer service, and all of that I did, right? Every time there was some learning, every time there was, apart from that, I was also pursuing a lot of academic learning. And I'm happy that some of you are here today who are investing time in some kind of an academic learning for yourself. Look at the left hand side. This is a very, very recent post. This was in the Business Observer UK. This is taken from a newspaper, Business Observer of the UK. It is, I have just cut across one section, and I want you to, I really want to spend a couple of minutes on this. Recently named as one of the top 10 jobs least likely to be replaced by AI. Project management is least likely to be replaced, which means let us be rest assured that whatever technology comes in, we will have to drive. So, really, we have to drive major business activities. We have to build crucial infrastructure, software systems, or even organize music festivals or transition to green energy, right? Everything is what project managers are expected to do. And I think for that purpose, the fact that we have to take those few steps, we will have to take up some learning, right? Look at what World Economic Forum says that the 12th fastest growing job role is project management. Apart from, of course, there are multiple others, including AI, data, and all of that, right? But they say project management is the 12th fastest growing, and we need 16 million specialists, out of which, let us say, about 4 or 5 are here today, isn't it? But is that enough? May not be, right? And look at the what the president and CEO of PMI says. Organizations are faced with the need to transform to remain relevant, and we need highly qualified project professionals. My dear friends, this is exactly why this course is so important. This certification is so important. Apart from that, there is also another organization called the Association for Project Management, right? They also talk about that there is a solid need for people to come up with project related information, product related knowledge, and perhaps in the next few years, 50% of the firms, which means the industry across the world, will need to drive their projects or drive their strategy to projects, which means we will need project managers all the more. So really, my intention in asking all of you why we are here is about reiterating once more what is in the news as latest as the last week, right? In fact, this article, I think, is just a couple of days ago, that the project management profession is very, very important, right? From an organization perspective, from a business perspective, and even for a government perspective, right? So, so one of the most popular certifications, and I'm going to talk to you about another fact which was published very recently, in fact, as recent as 31st March 2025. Okay. Look at the number of PMP certified professionals growing. Trust me, when I had taken up, it was less than a million. Okay. And that was many years ago. And it has really crossed quite a bit now. This is 1.6 million people who are already certified as PMPs. Okay. Um, People who have done Agile certified practitioner, that is growing. People who have taken up risk management, that is also going. And of course, then there are other certifications from PMI like program management, portfolio management, disciplined Agile, etc. Right? And look at that. That number has doubled since the last year. All the more important, I wanted to bring this awareness to all of us. Yes, we are convinced about, that's why we are here today. We are spending some time, but I hope that with these two slides, you will be really, really sure that this is the way to go. And let me now talk about what the PMP examination is all about. And I'm going to spend some time here, right, in terms of explaining to you the structure and a little bit around what the project management professional examination is. Like any other course that we normally do, we could, throughout our schooling or our college, right? We study a lot of subjects. Am I right? At school, probably 10 or 12 subjects. At college, maybe a little less. Engineering folks continue to learn a lot more. I think nowadays, a lot of these degree programs, they have multiple graduate degree programs, bachelor programs, and master's programs. They have quite a few subjects. How deep do we go into each subject? Any idea? You know what? We go into only as deep as the marks that we need from that exam. That's it. Okay. We don't really focus our attention on saying, okay, you know what? This is really good and I want to learn a lot more into this and I will now make a career out of it. That doesn't happen because, firstly, the time is limited, right? Secondly, there are so many more things that we need to do, isn't it? It's not that it doesn't that somebody stops us from doing it, right? Nobody says no, no, don't study or don't pay attention to one of these subjects, but there are circumstances which are built around the education system in such a way that we don't go deep down into certain topics. Over the years we realize that, okay, maybe we should have learned this and we should have learned that, and all of that happens, right? So typically if you see the journey around two or three professions, right? One is the where we have the engineering profession, where typically people either get into construction or software development or something like that, or then there is the medical profession, and then there is there are the other professions like the lawyer or the accounting profession, etc. Nowadays, we see a lot more around people wanting to do entrepreneurship, people wanting to learn about how to run businesses, people wanting to do so much more on their own. But trust me, whoever wants to learn about management, yes, that program is called the Masters in Business Administration, the MBA program. We get to learn a few things there. But do we get to learn everything there? Not really. Again, we have a multitude of subjects. We are taught financial management, we are taught strategic management, we are taught cost management, operations management, and everything. And yet, there is something that is missing. And to really cover that knowledge, right, some of these certifications come to a great help. And these certifications are very focused. They are very focused in terms of the information and the knowledge that they will provide to us as individuals and what we are supposed to learn from it and apply it at our workplace or in our personal life. And project management professional certification is one such. Project management as such was never thought of as a separate stream of management. Way back in 1969, when the PMI Institute was set up for the first time, it's already about 50 years plus, 56 years really, right? That's when things started materializing. The Defense Department in the US and the NASA, they were the ones who advocated using this whole management stream or sub-management stream as a profession. They used to invite people to manage projects and call them project managers and so on. It started there really. But do you think this didn't happen anywhere else in the world? Of course it happened. The temples that were built, the pyramids that were built, the Great Wall that was built, the bridges and tunnels, but such a impactful learning was probably not done, right? That was not available at that point of time, and it's only in the last 5 or 6 decades that this type of learning is available. And really, the project management professional certification exam gives us that knowledge. Okay, so the exam is really about complete and informative understanding and a deep understanding of all the project management principles that are required to pass the exam. Now, yes, we will also talk about what the exam is. But really, if you look at the latest content about on the PMI site for the project management professional certification exam, we are currently on the seventh edition of the Guide to the Project Management Body of Knowledge, PMBOK, Project Management Body of Knowledge. And there is a guide to it. The reason being, the Project Management Body of Knowledge is huge, it's tremendous. You can never, bring all of that in one book, but we can provide a small guide and ask people to read it and then go and expand their knowledge and then go and explore further, discover further. So the Guide to PMBOK is a publication from PMI which helps us in understanding a lot more about this PMP certification. And the second thing is, it's right now we are in the seventh edition. The seventh edition has changed quite a bit, having gone through a good amount of revision in terms of what was in the sixth edition, etc. A little more I will talk about it, but that forms our basis. One more thing which is really important, that while theoretical knowledge which comes from this guide or a textbook that you might want to refer is important, yes, it is also important to know that your own practical experience is also going to come to help. Therefore, the criteria to be able to apply for this exam is very, very strict. People who hold the master's degree, they need to have at least 3 years, okay, of work experience as a project manager. And those who don't hold a master's degree, etc., they need to hold a lot more. I think that is about 5 years, 60 months, etc. The idea there is, that people who are going to attempt this exam, they need to be very clear about what kind of role are they going to play out there in the organization. This is not only about the certification. This is not only about passing the exam. This is about the role that each and every one of us is going to play after we pass the exam. How will I apply the knowledge and make things better? That's why we apply knowledge, isn't it? We don't apply knowledge just for the sake of it. We apply knowledge so that we can get better, get things better, and maybe make some things optimum, efficient, maybe improve the profits, improve the processes, whatever it could be, whatever could be the outcome. So really, that's the key here. That when you are focusing on the project management certification exam, you have to take a view that you are a project manager and you are undertaking this examination, this certification for the purpose of improving things, right? If that is the intention, I think you will be able to successfully go into saying, yes, oh, I know this. I really understand this step. Yes, this is how I'll manage my stakeholders. This is how I'll manage my vendors. This is how I'll manage my team members. This is how I'll work on risk management and so many other things. Am I right? So I'll pause here for 1 minute, yes, and ask you, what are the three things that are really important for a project manager? What are the three things that are important in a project management? Please type it. Anybody here, please go ahead and type it. People, okay. Thank you, Shraddha. Process, yes. Communication, fantastic. Aniket, Sheikh, Patel, anything you would like to share? Sarda, please go ahead, please contribute. See, I'll tell you what, uh, I like the sessions to be interactive because that's how we all get to learn. And, this is how, if you were in my class, this is how you would learn as well. Workflow, yes, okay. Thank you. Yes. Ketki, thank you so much. Anybody else? What is important? What are the three things that are important? Already I have got quite a few things, isn't it? Yeah. And you might say, okay, then tell us what are the three things. I think people, process, and business, right? People, process, and business. They are the three things which are really important. People, as in the people from our team, people whom we are dealing with, right? Stakeholders could be vendors, could be everything. Everybody is classified as a stakeholder. Our team, they come under people. Process, right? How is the business process? Let's take an example of a Swiggy, or a food delivery company. Maybe I'm assuming that some of you are not from India, so let me just give you a very generic example of a food. I'm sure everybody knows about food delivery companies, e-commerce, right? Or companies which sell goods online, right? Books online. I'm sure all of you know that. Is that work process similar to somebody who is manufacturing automobiles? No, it's not. Therefore, a project manager should also know what is the process that is happening in the organization. How is work proceeding? How are they building products? How are they building processes? Take an example of a hospital. The process will be different there. Take the example of a hotel. The process will be different there. But we will have projects there as well. Everywhere, wherever we want to execute business strategy, we will have projects. And therefore, people, process, and business is very important from a project management perspective and also from a project manager perspective. And therefore, understanding that is critical for all of us. With that in background, reading the material which is available for you for the exam purpose will be very easy. Thinking like a project manager, okay, this is what is being said here. But why are they saying this? What is important here? Oh, yes, I understand this. Because it links to stakeholders being happy, because it links to making sure that the goods are delivered, which means the work is done, right? That the product is delivered, that the service is delivered, that the customer is happy. Who is important for us? In fact, that should have been my question as well, isn't it? Who is very important for the customer, right? Why are we sitting here today? You want to learn something so that you can do some work, some better work, so that your customer is happy. I am sitting here today because my customer should be happy, right? The upGrad team is sitting here today because they want their customer to be happy. Thank you, Patel. Yes, you are right. The customer has to be happy. Why are we doing all of this? So really understanding these dynamics of a project is very important, right? Let me now shift gears, yeah, and talk about a little bit about, because I want to spend some time for questions as well towards the end, right? So now I'm going to talk about a little bit around some strategies to tackle the examination. I think I gave a bit of that already by saying that please read, isn't it? Yeah, and have a good sense of what you do. But trust me, you may be doing very different things at workplace. Don't assume that PMI thinks that way. The PMI answer should be the one that you are really sure of as per the study material that has been given to you, as per the PMBOK guide that has been given to you. Okay, because we might do quite a bit of customization at our end, isn't it? But does that apply to everybody? No. But there could be a standard process. For example, right? Analyzing risks. In my project, I am the project manager and I could be analyzing all the risks by talking to different stakeholders. In your organization, you might have a person designated for going out there, talking to different stakeholders, analyzing the risks, coming back and reporting to everybody else, and then discussing in the project team. Oh, that's a different approach. In a research and development project, the risk management could be done differently. In an automobile project, it could be done differently. But do all of those answers will be applicable for that one question in the exam around what is the process? I'm sorry, no. Isn't it? Because that answer to that question is very standard and it will be coming from the PMBOK material or the PMI material that you are going to read. So please make sure that you try and separate out some of your customized personal experiences, keep them aside for a while, and focus on what the PMI material talks about and study based on that. I hope I'm clear. Yeah, but of course, I will kind of reiterate that point later. The exam also will have a lot of scenario based questions, and I'll talk about it once more when we come to the next topic around how do we manage time. But scenario based questions are really very lengthy, right? We have about 5 to 6 lines. How do we read all of that in time? How do we make sure that we complete reading all of that and make sure that we are able to put in the right answer? And therefore, you need to have a lot of reading practice as well. I don't know how many of you had, have studied in the last few years, have opened a book, etc. Right? I know of people who Anand, I didn't give any exam for the last 15 years. And now suddenly I have to do this. My client is asking for PMP certified professionals. and I am under tremendous pressure. 3 of my team members are already done, and I am so ashamed that, I am, as a project manager, I have to now clear this exam. Well, you have to clear it. There is no option. Even if 15 years you haven't touched the book, now you have to, right? So, really getting into the habit of reading and studying is my second advice to you. Regularly practicing application based and situational based questions is very important. Focusing on how to solve that problem. Focusing on how to solve that problem. Not focusing on, oh, if I were doing this, how would I solve it? No, that's not the answer. What is the PMI way of solving this? A vendor comes and says that we are not able to supply resources any longer. What will you do? Oh, we can't just, close the contract, isn't it? We can't just go and find out a new vendor because there is no time. We are under pressure, for example. What will we do? Right? So the real answer would be out there saying, okay, I might have to go back and figure out what kind of clause it is that we have to penalize the vendor, right? Maybe I have to invoke that. Maybe I have to escalate. Maybe there are multiple things I have to do. But the answer is sometimes, there are multiple things we may have to do. But remember, in the exam, the question has only one answer, which is the next important step. What will you do, right? How will you manage that? How will you get or organize the team to say, okay, now we don't have resources. Maybe I need to reorganize the team. Maybe I need to give them, reassign some of the work. Maybe that is the first thing I'll do because I want to save the project. I will not go and tell the customer immediately, oh, you know what, my vendor is now no longer wanting to help. So I don't have any people. So I can't do. The customer will, for them, it will become much more, risky because they have given you the project to do. And you are now saying you cannot do it. So sometimes these scenarios are long. You have to analyze it and answer appropriately. So to reiterate some of the points, right? Reading thoroughly, reading the material like how PMI talks about it, right? In way very clearly, okay, this is how the process runs. These are the few things that project manager has to do, right? Applying the right concept there. If it is risk management, apply risk management. Don't apply procurement or don't apply something else there, right? If the question is about risk, then remember the concepts about risk and answer according to that. Regularly practicing, which means reading and giving the answers. So, as part of this whole package, you'll also have access to some of these mock questions, right? Practice them multiple times till you are thorough. Of course, after some time, you might remember the answers. That's also true. But I'm saying, it's very important for us to also deal with that. That, okay, yeah, my mind is tuned now. I'm very clear. This is what happens. Let me now move ahead to managing time on this, right? There are about 180 questions, 230 minutes. So we might, and with compulsory 2 10-minute breaks. Okay. So about 210 minutes, let us say everything put together. Yeah. That much time. So you have about nearly about 1.5 minutes to answer every question, which means you have to read the scenario, read the 4 options that are given there, select the right, think in their mind, then select the right answer, and then say, okay, maybe I think it is correct, and then move to the next one. Yeah. That all of that, isn't it? Yeah. Click, open, read the question, read the answer, read the question again, then look at it. Okay. Then think about it and then say, okay, maybe this is the right answer, and then click on it and then move ahead. It's going to take time. Some of them would be easy. You can quickly, oh, I know this. I know it. Some of them could be a little tough. Finally, managing time is very important. So getting used to the exam format is practicing mock questions, all the 180 at one go, at one stretch, taking those full length practice exams. That is very important. Timing it. First time you may not do it, doesn't matter. Second time you may not do it, doesn't matter. Third time you have to show some improvement. Fourth time, oh yes, I'm getting there. No, I'm not saying that people will require so much time, but I'm just saying that if it is, then don't lose heart, don't lose patience. Work towards it. Yeah. Utilizing the provided breaks to rest and reassure. Yes, I remember I told you there are 10-minute breaks. At that point of time, what happens is the answers which have been given prior to all of the break will get automatically submitted. Okay, which means even if I had marked anything for review, it will still get submitted. So make sure that before you take that break, right, when it says that now you're eligible to take a break, okay, just go and check if anything needs to be submitted, submit it, and then take the break. It's very important to take a break. I have had so many mentees who said, Anand, I don't need the break. And then they come back and tell me, oh, you know what? I took a break. It was so refreshing. I came out of that room and my mind was spinning and my head was spinning. And then I drank some water and I said, yeah, this and that and all of the stories. Somewhere people feel that, they might not need some kind of overconfidence. Don't have that. Plan for the break. Say that, yes, I am going to relax myself and come back and refocus. It's very important, isn't it? Developing a plan. This is also a project, my dear friends. Getting through this exam is also a project. Your exam date is your go live date. Okay. And the time from today till the exam date, yeah, is all going to be a project plan. Make a project plan. Okay, I'm going to read this 2 hours a day. On weekends, I'm going to read so much. I'm going to take up this. I'm going to come, take this exam on this day. Set goals. If you have online resources, utilize them. I am here representing upGrad KnowledgeHut, right? So I'm going to talk about all the resources that they provide. But there are many other resources out there. You might want to invest in that and take advantage of that. You can join study groups. Most of my batches eventually they all form a WhatsApp group. Nowadays, WhatsApp is the only medium I would say very easily accessible, etc. They form groups. They talk to each other. They ask questions. They ask me questions, etc. And we kind of move ahead on that. Time management. I just explained some time back. Yeah. And yes, taking care of ourselves. Very, very simple things might impact our journey, right? Taking too much stress or having some kind of an illness, right? That could really derail our plans of taking the exam on time. So I would say go slow with some other activities, right? Focus on this. Get the exam through and then you can go back. You might say I'm talking like a parent now, isn't it? Somebody appearing, a student or a child appearing for exam and saying, okay, don't start, don't play now, finish studying. But that's what the situation is, right? We have invested so much money. It doesn't come free. Yeah. There's a lot of money here. There's a lot of money that we are going to spend. There's a lot of time that we are going to give. We're going to tell our people in the family, you know what, I'm writing an exam. They are all looking at us and thinking, oh, Anand is writing an exam. And then the pressure, oh, Anand has to pass. Yeah. So I would say all of that is very important. Taking care of yourself is important so that you can manage everything, right? Manage all the time that you have planned to give this. And simulating that exam condition, which is same as what I spoke earlier, right? Sitting and making sure that you attempt all the 180 questions at this at a stretch. Understanding the exam content. Roadmap is always there, isn't it? I'm sure you have seen roadmaps in your office as well. Oh, we need a roadmap. Of course, because this is a project. This is you are going to come out with a PMP certification. It's no longer going to be the same you after you finish the exam. So that's a new product, isn't it? So we need to have a roadmap. We need to understand the exam content. We have to create a plan. You have to make sure you use quality study materials. Don't go in for things that are freely available. I mean, as in, you might see. So I'll tell you something, right? Now with artificial intelligence and all of the Gen AI tools, there is a lot more available, right? Okay. Point number one. Point number two, there are a lot many sites which are also available, which kind of keep throwing some questions to you, and then they ask you to pay money, etc. So I would say consult a few people who have already passed the exam, talk to folks at upgrad, talk to your mentors, etc., and go and register only for some sites which are good ones. Else You have enough material, trust me, that is good enough. Yeah, I think that's the last point. Making sure that you get good mentoring, right, is very important. To say, okay, I have this doubt, I have this problem, I'm not able to understand this concept. I have read everything, but the moment this question comes, I get confused. That's not, good thing to happen, right? Okay. Now let's come to this. Okay, if there are questions, please, put them in the chat, right? Going forward, okay? Because I know I am kind of moving gears now to something else, yeah. Or you can just keep it noted at your place, on your laptop, etc., somewhere, and then you can ask at the end. That is also fine with me. Now about the form application process, etc. Just today, I was, talking to a classmate of mine from IIM Bangalore, 26 years in the industry, job at stake, has decided to do what? PMP certification. Can you believe it? He says, I have a post graduation in engineering. What should I do? I said, you have to fill up the form this way, right? You have to make sure that you have captured all the right information from your experience and make sure all the good project related terms are mentioned in that. And if you have done post graduation, then you need only 36 months. And if you have not done that, then you need a little more experience to show. And if you want to show two projects, that's fine. But don't show overlapping projects, show them separate. They have to be separate projects. He said, yeah, I will show. I have one which is 34 months. I said, then he said, yeah, I have to show one more. I said, exactly, you have to show one more. Because 34, 36 is not, the 36 is the, the limit, but you have only 34. So we have to account for the remaining. He said, I have another one, which is 21 years. So I said, okay, 21 months, sorry. I said, okay, go ahead, show that 21 months. We have to show two then. So similarly, understanding the form, and nowadays they have made it very simple. When I gave the exam many years ago, okay, it was very difficult to fill up everything because we had to specify each and every topic and then give some description about it. Now there is only one big rectangular box, entry field box, okay, and you update information there. Of course, you have to give contacts, okay, and make sure you give contacts of the person who will validate this information in case your application gets called up for audit. Okay, trust me, we cannot fake there. If you fake there, if you give incorrect information, you will be barred from appearing for any PMI certification. If you know somebody in that organization who are still there, fantastic, right? Give their reference, call them, talk to them, saying, my dear friend, I have given your name. This is what I have quoted. Remember, I did all of this, right? And they'll say, yeah, I remember you did all of this. Exactly. So if by chance, if it comes up and you get an email, please respond appropriately. Fine. Many years ago, when I was writing, we had to take a printout of a form, ask the person to fill it up. We had to give them an envelope also. Then they would put it in that envelope and they would seal it, sign it, and then they would post it. Things are much better nowadays. Yeah, you can send emails, but of course they have a form, etc. But they have to do that in case it got called up for audit. But to avoid all of that, most important thing, give all authentic information. Why do you want to hide, right? And then, of course, make sure that when you select your exam date, etc., make sure you are done it correctly because for people who are going to select for center-based examination, you have to make sure that the center is reachable for you, that the slot is doable for you, and all of that. So that part of the form filling, which will come after your form is approved, application is approved, you have to do it very carefully. You have to plan and then put that date, see which slot is available in that center, select that slot. If not, look for another date, select the slot that you like, and then finally you have to appear for the exam, isn't it, on that given day? Something that I shared some time back already, isn't it? And now you will get the context as well. Yeah. Earning potential, salary increase, career advancement. I gave you example of my friend, right? Just today afternoon, I spoke to him. 26 years in industry. Yeah. He still thinks that this certification gives him an edge. And I was so happy to, I was like, he was like, okay, Anand, hold on. I mean, there's so much information, which is good because then he knows exactly how to plan it out now. He's able to schedule his exam appropriately. He's able to now study for the exam appropriately. This is just in support of all of that. I'm going to stop here because this is the Q&A, right? And we will take questions for next 5 minutes. And then the team here they will want to talk about what upGrad has to, KnowledgeHut has to offer. Yeah. So please go ahead and, okay, I can see how much time it usually takes to prepare for PMP after I have, good point. Very good. You have see, actually, it depends, right? If you are studying about 2 to 3 hours, you with a CAPM, I think you can take it up in a month or a half, maybe 45 days. Yeah, I am confident because you have done your CAPM, so you will know quite a few concepts. But you have to study. You just can't let it. Okay, I know CAPM, therefore I can do PMP. No, right? This is the next level, isn't it? You have to put in 2 to 3 hours every day. Okay, what else? Who is going to ask me questions? Ketki, Rashmi, Hardi Patel, um, Aniket, Abhishek, Miki Sarda, Sunita Anand. Please go ahead. You can put it in the Q&A. You can put it in the chat, wherever you want to. I hope it's easy for you to put the questions, right? Okay, there is a message here. Let me. Where we are prepared for PMP. Okay, good point. See, so you will have first is a 35 hours mandatory learning course, which once you enroll with upGrad KnowledgeHut, you will have to finish that. Okay. After that, there is some study material which is available for you on the same learning system that they will provide access to. Finish all of that. Okay. So you will have to attend this 35 learning hours. It is a mandate from PMI. You have to finish that. And then, of course, you can, study on your own. You can take up some mock test or whatever and finish it. Is it useful, Hardi Patel? Yeah. Okay. Apart from PM book, any other book? Yes. You might want to read up, look at something from Rita Mulcahy. Typically, right? She's the one whose book is been present for many years. But there are some other books also in the market now. Yeah, you can take up any one of them. Rashmi, does that help? Yeah. Can experience from informal or non-titled project management roles be included, and how should it be documented? Uh, okay, this is a question from, okay. See, in experience from informal or non-titled project management role is not easily documentable. Okay. It's a little risky. The reason is that, see, you can fake it, right? I mean, who cannot? Anybody can fake it. But I would say that if you have somebody who can vouch for that experience, that yes, this person was in charge of the team, project team, etc., and they were working on this, only the fact that we didn't call them project manager, and if that person's name can be given in the application form, and if PMI audits that form, then, and if the same answer goes, then you are through, no problem. But typically this certification is not for the PMP certification really is not for informal roles. For that, you can do the CAPM, okay? Certified Associate Project Man. That is a fantastic. There, they don't ask for all of this. There, they just ask for a degree, whether you have the educational degree. In fact, that's a good thing to do. If you have informal project management role or a non-titled one, go and do the CAPM first. Get that experience, and then you will automatically know, oh yes, you know what, all of this I need to take up. Okay. Bajibi Sheikh, I am working as lead now and want to move to the project management role in my company. My manager asked me to complete my PMP certificate. Before I start PMP certificate, is there another question? No, I think you can start your studies for PMP. I don't think you need to do anything else, right? You can start off on that. I don't think there is a challenge there. Like I said, for the main important point there will be how many hours are you going to give, right? That's important. Many people nowadays are doing the CAPM certification and then going on doing the PMP. Bajabi Sheikh, if you want to do that, no problem. But that automatically does not qualify you to do PMP. It only gives you some additional knowledge, prepares you for that. Okay. And maybe in 2 years' time, you can give, or 1 year's time, you can give your PMP. But if you don't want to do CAPM, no problem. Focus on good amount of studies every day, 2 to 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours on weekend, etc. And I'm sure you will be able to crack it in 2 to 3 months. In fact, for you, I would say take 3 months for preparation, please, because maybe you don't have enough exposure like that. Yeah. Sheikh, am I clear? Is it good? Okay. Nikki Sarda, as I have 5+ year experience of marketing, so now jumping for PM role, what is the correct way? Interesting. Yeah. You don't have any project management role. It's going to be tough. I would say, make sure that, see, you have to tell me in your 5 year experience of marketing, did you handle any marketing project? Which means, did you work as somebody who was in charge of organizing marketing activities for a group of people? Then fine. Then that's your marketing project. Absolutely. Then you have the experience. I'll tell you how I am looking at it. Okay. I'll give you an example of a very close friend of mine. Okay. So this guy is a area sales manager, and I think he's a little bigger than that. Maybe I think the territorial guy. Okay. They have continuously been working on projects. How to get new products introduced in the market. That itself is a project for them. Everything is laid out clearly. A project plan is laid out. There are stakeholders around. Everybody, everything is organized there. Miki Sarda, for you, I think making sure your application is filled correctly is the only constraint. Otherwise, I think you are ready. Yeah. Please go ahead, I would say. I hope that helps. Yeah. Okay. Um, any other question from anyone? Ketki, any question from you? Abhishek, Aniket, Sunita? Yes, no? All good? Okay, Neeraj, you want to take over? If there is any question, I can still answer. I'm here.